Good evening, everybody. I'm Dave Morris. Thanks for clicking on the play here on newsok.com. We'll take a look ahead at some of the stories you can find in upcoming editions of the Oklahoman and right here on this website at newsok.com. We'll take a look at today's action at the City Council. OG&E has plans for downtown Oklahoma City, and Joe Dorman may run for governor. But first, detectives with the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation found partial human remains north of Weatherford today. Investigators believe the remains are those of 16-year-old Jeray Wilson. Authorities have been looking into Wilson's disappearance for the past 14 months. The remains will be taken to the state medical examiner's office for positive identification. We will have more details on the investigation, and an arrest has been made as they become available. OG&E Energy Corporation is planning to build new headquarters in downtown Oklahoma City. The company hopes to build the new 14 to 16-story tower on the current Stage Center site. The Oklahoman's Steve Lackmeyer reports the $100 million project will also include a second tower, 8 to 12 stories high. Second structure will be separately developed as either housing or a hotel.
Well, the height's a little bit different than what they first talked about, although it's a different project as well. What we're looking at now is that the office tower, which will be home to OG&E, will be from 14 to 16 stories high. There'll be a second tower to be separately developed that will be either a hotel or housing, most likely.
And where's that property going to be?
Well, that will be immediately to the east of the John W. Rex Elementary that is now under construction. So if you can picture Sheridan Avenue, at the corner of Hudson and Sheridan, you will have the OG&E tower. Then to the west of that, you will have the other tower. They'll be housing our hotel, and then you've got the elementary school. And then both towers will be built adjacent to a retail and parking structure. And that retail structure is designed to have retail and restaurants looking out along Hudson Avenue across the Myriad Gardens, and then some more restaurants looking out along Sheridan Avenue.
Caught up with Steve Lackmeyer last night, that very romantic setting outside the Devon Energy Tower. Nice work by Steve on that story. Plenty of coverage can be found online at newsok.com. And of course, we'll have more coverage in the Oklahoman. A new proposal could bring broad changes to the city's policy on urban agriculture. The City Council advanced the measure today. Included in the bill is a measure to allow residents to keep hens in their backyards. City Council members heard from a number of residents in support of the proposal.
Agricultural state, we have that tradition. For me, I think of this as embracing our heritage as Oklahomans. These practices help our citizens become more resilient. Things like vegetable gardening, mini orchards, composting, rainwater harvesting, having just a few hens for fresh eggs. These are all things that have health benefits, economic benefits, ecological benefits, and social benefits.
All right, I believe that was Shauna Struby that we heard from there. Rules for chickens would require sufficient coop and yard space for the animals. It would also forbid roosters. Our William Crum will have more on the urban agricultural ordinance in Wednesday's paper, as well as the City Council's discussions on the Convention Hotel. State Representative Joe Dorman is looking at running for governor of Oklahoma in 2014. Dorman established an exploratory committee on Tuesday to evaluate running as a Democratic candidate. The representative out of Rush Springs spoke to our Tim Money about one of his top campaign issues, education.
We really want to work on education issues, improve the opportunities for kids in Oklahoma. We've seen problems with Superintendent Barisi and the programs that have been put in place through the State Department of Education, the laws that Governor Fallin has signed into effect that have been of no benefit to the students and have put the teachers in a bad position in the state.
More coverage in tomorrow's editions of the Oklahoman. Senator Tom Coburn released his annual list of what he considers wasteful and low priority spending by the federal government. This year's list adds up to $30 million.
This report speaks volumes about why the American people have lost confidence in government, why Congress's ratings at 6%. The truth is we'd much rather borrow money than cut spending. That's the truth. And American people have a right to expect much more from us.
Our man in Washington, D.C., Chris Castile, will have more on the senator's waste book in tomorrow's editions of the newspaper. Turning to weather, highs could be in the 60s over the next 2 days. You may have your air conditioner on. I have my windows down. But guess what? Winter comes back on Friday as temperatures will dip into the 30s. The National Weather Service says chances of precipitation will increase on Friday night as the system approaches the area. Forecasters expect mainly freezing rain across northwest parts of Oklahoma, but they are closely monitoring the situation. And as Oklahomans, I think we're all closely monitoring the situation. This town loves a forecast. These stories and more can be found in upcoming editions of The Oklahoman and our website at newsok.com. Have a great night, everybody.